Hey, if you've watched the overlanding Cape Breton adventure, you know that the Jeep got a little muddy and I got a few scratches. So after using the foam cannon wash technique, I got rid of the mud, but that didn't take out the scratches. In this episode, I'm going to show how using two products and a little bit of elbow grease took the Jeep from looking like this to this. True story. Stick around. Adventure is an accurate word to describe our overlanding Cape Breton experience. We drove over rocks, through mud, brushed against some branches, and picked up a few scratches along the way. But was it all worth it? I'm sure if you go check out the video, you'll believe that it was. But now, let's have a look at what we're looking at as what I call the after-trail effects of such an experience. As to be expected, the leading edge of our fenders got some scratches, as well as the top of the fenders, and along the trailing edge of the fenders, including the plastic trim. A close review of the door will show some fine hair-like scratches, but then there's these large, grounded-on scratches made by branches. The rain gutters show some abrasion, as well as the window visors. And these scratches continue past the rear door and quarter panel. And of course, similar scratches can be found on the driver's side. So what I find I have to deal with is hard stuck on mud areas that I can't seem to get off, some scratches on the paint, on the plastic, and the hardtop. What am I going to do? Not so long ago, I remember watching one of my favorite YouTube channels, MyBlueJL, where he had a easy scratch removal for your Jeep video, which only used two products. So I thought maybe I would try it. Spoiler alert, the scratch-free finish you see on my Jeep is because of one of the products, and that is the Meguiar's Ultimate Rubbing Compound. And the shiny part of the finish is due to the second product, and that is the Turtle Wax Hybrid Ceramic Coating. So let me demonstrate how these two products are to work together to remove some fine hairline scratches and even baked on mud, as you can see here on the driver's side Bpillar. We'll begin by using a clean microfiber towel and apply a coat of the Meguiar's Ultimate Rubbing Compound. And once you've done that, use a second clean microfiber cloth to rub the residue off the Jeep to see the fruits of your labor. So that took out a lot of the small hairline scratches in the paint. I still see a couple deeper ones from the angle that I'm looking at this. And because it's my Jeep, I want to make sure I do a very good job, so I'm going to do another application. So that looks great, but I still see a lot of hairline scratches from my angle, so I'm going to keep working at this till I'm satisfied. So now I've applied the compound to this whole section right here, and from all the angles that I can look at, I do not see any scratches at all. And if there was one that I missed, I could always go back later and buff it out. So with that done, it's now time to apply the spray in a small area like that. One spray ought to do. This is the Turtle Wax Hybrid Ceramic Coating. So once I apply it, I just buff it out. And now I've got a really nice scratch-free, shiny finish with a protective coating. So I'm going to have to finish this whole door and then I'll move on to the next. But one little tip is where you see this dried on mud that didn't come off with the washing, go to a dirty part of your cloth and use the compound to take that mud out, but don't use this same part of the cloth to be buffing your paint because you're going to be introducing some of the clay and the dirt into that. So this really baked on mud wouldn't come off with the washing, and the rubbing compound does a good job taking it off. And once you've gotten the rubber clean, you could put that ceramic coating on it or treat it with any product like 303 Aerospace Protectant. But yeah, so let's get on with finishing the door. So this is the driver's side front door of the Jeep. It has been washed, but you can see I could wet that scratch, but once that moisture dries up, you can see the scratch showing through. And there's one of those places where a branch grinded up against the body of the Jeep, and that has to be removed as well. Now, just foam washing didn't help this, but the technique that I want to share involves using two products. The first product is Meguiar's Ultimate Compound, and basically you apply this product to your scratches and you will buff it out, and then you can follow that with this Turtle Wax Hybrid ceramic coating product, which basically gives it a ceramic coating so you have a nice protective shine to protect all your hard work. So let's see how this works. So basically that buffing just kind of evened out the clear coat, just took out the scratch a little bit. Now, one pass might help with some of the smaller scratches, and when you look at it from an angle, you might still see it. So it may require multiple applications, so I'm just going to do another one. So that's pretty good. Now I still see there's a scratch right here that I'm going to work on. Now on the really fine scratches, like hairline scratches that you might put on by washing your Jeep with the harsh cloth or whatever, they'll come out probably on your first pass. But the trail rash scratches, which sometimes are a little deeper, might require multiple applications of this rubbing compound, because it'll just sort of rub down the clear coat so that you don't have those scratches showing. I still see this scratch right here. So like I said, some of your deeper scratches are going to require multiple applications of the compound. You can almost hear it when you're passing over the scratch. And what you're trying to do is just even out the clear coat to get rid of the deep gouges. It's kind of like sanding your clear coat a little bit, in that the compound is slightly abrasive, which allows you to rub on this clear coat to level it out. I'm going to work on this scratch a little bit more. You don't need to watch that, but once you've gotten it rubbed down to the point where you're satisfied that all or most of the scratches are eliminated, you then apply the Turtle Wax Hybrid ceramic spray coating, and basically make sure you shake it up. You just spray it on the area that you want to protect, and then just give it a wipe. And the bottle says the product's good for a year, but I'd probably do it in the spring and do it in the fall. But it gives it a really nice finish, and it protects all the work you just did. Okay, so I'm going to carry on and do it with other parts of the vehicle, and I'll just show you as I go. This is the side mirror, and I had washed it. And you can see some of these parts that will not come out. So again, I'll use some of the rubbing compound to work that out. And it does a really good job, as you'll see when I'm done. So that pretty effectively took out some of the scratches that didn't come out by washing. So just using the rubbing compound just gave it a little bit of bite, and I was able to get a lot of those scratches out. Now I could work on this a little longer, and even if I just wanted to finish the car and leave this way, I could always come back and polish it a little bit more if I wanted to get a better job done on this. But overall, compared to what it looked like before, this is really good. I can still see some scratches in it, but I had scratches in it before the run. This definitely took out those big tree scratches. So that's not bad. Now I just want to show you another part. The next question is, these scratches in this plastic window cover. This is a soft plastic, it's got these scratches in it. Will the rubbing compound help something like this? Well, let's have a look. Find a clean spot on our cloth here so that we're not using a dirty spot. And let the process begin. Now the scratches are there from the run that we did in Cape Breton, and I have washed the Jeep, and the scratches didn't come out with the wash. So now I'm using this rubbing compound, and I could feel it pushing off some of the tree product on here, sap or whatever. I can see a little gouge right here that I'm going to work on. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, now I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but that's nice and shiny, and that shows the scratches. So the compound does a really good job at removing the scratches even in this plastic window cover. So I still see a little bit of a scratch right here. And actually I got it out. That's nice. A little bit more here. Okay, now I'm going to work on the rest of this right over here. Okay, well, I'm not finished, but you certainly get a sense of how good a job this is doing. I could show a before and after in the editing to give you an idea. And I still have a couple scratches that I'm going to buff out, but I'm pretty happy how this is turning out. Okay, there's still a couple scratches here, but wow, what a difference. So all of that was just on the driver's side door. Look at that shine and lack of any scratches in the paint finish, on the rubber and the plastics. And the focus of this video is how just using two products, Meguiar's Ultimate Compound and the Turtle Wax Hybrid Ceramic Coating, can help you remove scratches that you acquire while on the trail. Showing you how I did every panel would just make this video too long, but I think you get the point and you can see the results. I'll just finish the video by showing you a few other shots, and if you're interested on how I treat the black vinyl, rubber and plastics of the Jeep, stick around for the tips segment because I'll show you more then. Enjoy the view. So hopefully you found that useful, and if you have a technique that you prefer, share it with us in the comments section below. Thank you very much. Now let's move on to our tip segment. Now for some cheaper Jeeper tips. In this week's tip segment, I'm going to share with you my tip on how I treat my vinyl, plastics, and rubber on the Jeep. And that is, I use 303 Aerospace Protectant. But in combination with that, I also use a magic sponge to help smooth out the scratches and get the product in there. And then just treat this area with the sponge and the 303 Aerospace Protectant, because it actually not only serves as a good cleaning product, but it's mildly abrasive as well. So I'm hoping to be able to kind of sand out a little bit of the scratches and the grime that's caught inside the texture of the plastic trim, as well as treat the plastic with the 303 Aerospace Protectant. Well, I hope that you found that tip helpful on how to use 303 Aerospace Protectant to treat your rubbers, plastics, and vinyls, and how to use the magic sponge for those tough spots. But be careful with that sponge because it is mildly abrasive. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Well, now let's hear what our subscribers have to say. And now for subscribers' tips. This week's tip came in the form of a video via email, which is great by all means. If you wanted to share your subscriber tips in a video, that would be awesome. This week's tip is related to a modification to the Cheaper Jeeper TV sleeping camping platform. Let's see what Ron has to say.
Well, hey Dino, I thought I'd share something with you that maybe you can share with some of your viewers, and that's you can put a 12 by 16 lockable storage flush mount door in your storage tub. Just thought that would be something that maybe you can talk about at some point.
Hey Ron, thanks for sharing your subscriber tip and in video format as well. That's awesome. I think it's a great idea. I, for one, would probably keep my camera gear in that lockable storage cupboard. So thanks again. And if you have any subscriber tips that you'd like to share, please put them in the comments section below because they may make it in a subsequent episode. Thank you very much. Hey, that's it for this week's episode of Cheaper Jeeper TV. I hope that you found it interesting, and if you did, how about giving the video a thumbs up or share it with a friend. Until the next time, I'm Dino for Cheaper Jeeper TV. Be well, stay safe, take care.